During the Industrial Revolution, all aspects of the United States changed, for the better and for the worse. The first thing that the Industrial Revolution affected was the culture of the United States. The Industrial Revolution spurred the creation of the Boston Manufacturing Company, or the Boston Associates, which created and owned factories across New England. The Boston Associates mills established company towns which built company-owned housing, very different from the typical New England family farm. The culture in the Boston Associates factories was strict and full of rules in order to protect the workers and make as many products as possible. These strict enforcements included 12-hour workdays, no talking, and more. The workplace was also dangerous, and people were often badly injured. The culture among workers changed as they held riots and went on strike in order to gain justice, asking for 8-hour workdays. These workers also felt it was important that they had fair wages, since factory owners became rich while the workers remained poor. Besides factories, the culture surrounding inventions and engineering also increased, with the creation of the cotton gin, the steamship, and the telegraph. Like factories, these inventions sped up the life of people during the Industrial Revolution, and most importantly, it made lives easier. The culture surrounding transportation also changed drastically. The creation of railroads and canals made the speed at which goods could be transported sped up dramatically, pushing the economy forward. Canals were also a key part in the Industrial Revolution's culture. One of the most important canals was the Erie Canal. In the Erie Canal documentary by the History Channel, it is explained how the need for water transportation system changed the way Industrial Revolution engineers built the canal. They used locks, an ancient invention, to move boats up the river. The daunting task, however, was that these locks would need to raise boats 60 feet, something never done before. By creating 5 locks, raising the water 12 feet each, they were able to lower and raise the level of water. Ultimately, the Industrial Revolution changed America's culture forever by speeding up the lives of people across the United States. The second thing that the Industrial Revolution affected was society in the United States. Society changed largely because of manufacturing, which made luxuries widely available to people of multiple social classes. With manufacturing creating more products faster than ever before, the price of these products dropped, allowing people to buy them. Manufacturing had its downfalls, however, because the freedoms of workers were limited and controlled. The workers had long shifts that lasted from dawn to dusk, but while the lives of wage workers were highly regimented, people from rural New England, specifically young women, flocked to factories to find work. These factory girls saw this as their chance to get away from their families. Society changed the way jobs were given out, even more so when immigrants from Europe came to the country. These immigrant young women were willing to be paid less and work longer hours than the native women. This sent many young women back home to their rural farms, making the society surrounding urban industrialization more populated with Europeans. The third thing the Industrial Revolution affected was the economy. With the boom in manufacturing, more cotton and textile mills were created, giving more people job opportunities and changing the economy of America. These mills remained small at first, and around 70 workers, many of them families. The factories allowed the Rhode Island system, where fathers of the families directed the workers. Another aspect that changed the economy was that all the work was done at the factory, with someone doing the same repetitive job all day long. The act of de-skilling artisans starkly contrasted with the specialized skills they had previously used in their own homes. Expanding these smaller factories created a boom and bust cycle, causing the economy to fluctuate in and out of balance. Businesses expanded, mirroring expansion west, where the economy was boosted by Western land sales. The Panic of 1819 was the U.S.'s first economic crisis and was made worse by land speculation and poor banking practices. Americans had land fever, which, while this may have seemed great for banks and investors, it actually ruined the early 19th century economy. In the end, the Industrial Revolution would not have been as progressive if the economy didn't have its ups and downs. During the Industrial Revolution, the social classes in the United States became more separated in their culture, social lives, and economies. At the top were the economic elite, or the leading merchants. The elites in the North formed ties among other elites through marriage and through the homes they lived in. They also had a lot of power in local and state elections. The Industrial Revolution created many of the urban cities that are still around today, which were segregated by class. Most of the people that lived in these northern cities were part of the humble working class, manufacturers that valued hard work. The wage worker neighborhoods were under much financial stress, leading women and children to work in factories. This urban working culture had a great influence on pop culture of the time. Lastly, the middle class consisted of people who feared slipping into the working class if they lost their jobs. They valued cleanliness, discipline, and morality. The women in this class didn't usually work, and instead were expected to take care of their husbands, children, and with the help of servants. The middle class also fought against slavery, which deeply contrasted with the less industrialized people of the South. In summary, the Industrial Revolution touched all aspects of American life, changing culture, society, and the economy of the United States forever. The Industrial Revolution also had immense effects on creating different social classes in America that impacted future political parties and the culture of modern America.